Hello everyone, this video is going to discuss the fuel control system for the hybrid flame analyzer. That includes the gas and mostly the dust, because the gas is pretty self-explanatory. So we have the mass flow controllers for the air and methane ratio. So we have air in the back and methane here, so you just set whatever you want to flow in terms of the gases. So you can calculate your equivalence ratio, and then that will flow up to the ceiling, over and down. You have shut-off valves here and here for those two gas lines, and they combine here at the bottom and then flow up into the burner. Now the dust is provided by this hopper. It's a volumetric Helix screw feeder. So if we look on the other side of the instrument, we have the feed rate control. We control it'll go from 1 to 999, and you calibrate it. There's another video that talks about how I calibrated it, so you can do something similar if you want. Now the dust comes out of the nozzle, the Helix continues on along the stainless steel tube and enters into this block. Now this block is, you have a circular hole in the bottom, a circular hole in the top, a circular hole in the side, and then a slot in the middle. So I took a saw and cut a slot so that, and then backfilled it and made the holes for the 3 tubes, so that there's a shearing effect of the gas coming up, rather than having a pinhole in the bottom, some type of orifice plate, or some other method of entraining the dust. This creates a shearing effect. You have a thin layer of air coming across the dust exiting, so you don't get clumping of the dust. You don't get it falling out in clumps, and it reduces the kind of pulsing effect at the nozzle exit. Now, I was still getting some slight variation in the in the distribute of the dust, and I believe that comes from one of two or possibly both sources. Now the Helix runs out, there's an electric motor inside of here, and the Helix screws in back inside at the other side of this hopper. It's filled with dust, right? I'd show you that. But this nozzle is only connected at this point, so it's got a nylon washer in it, pipe clamps to the rubber hopper kind of extruded point here. And so if this stainless steel isn't aligned up exactly with the Helix, and the Helix actually rubs on the stainless steel at some points in its rotation, and that'll mess with the speed of the Helix itself based on the motor power. The next thing is there's a flapper here that actually wobbles back and forth and disturbs the hopper, so the dust continuously goes towards the bottom. Now that's controlled by if I get back here and show you, a drive chain that actually, so this drive chain, you have an electric motor here, or I think this is actually the motor, and then the flapper control here, and the Helix drive here. So if you were to remove the hopper from this drive chain, then you can have the motor just turning the Helix, and that might remove some of the drag at certain points in the Helix rotation. I'm not sure. I didn't take it apart or try to dismantle it, because it's working as well as I feel is necessary currently. But if you were to try, you could maybe get a more continuous flow. Now I did rebuild the sides of this, because if you have, we're putting in a flammable mixture here, which could potentially leak back into the hopper itself. So there are burst discs on the side and on the top, just cellophane burst discs, and these plates I'll just screw in with 1/4-inch bolts. They all just fit in here. It's very easy to put these sides back on. You can also, this is just sitting on here freely currently, but you can attach either a stretchy clamp or some other method that you come up with to hold the top down if you see fit. So the fuel combines here and then comes up to the top and exits the nozzle there. So I hope you found this useful. and have a good day. Also, with respect to the dust feeding, you'll notice there's coal along this floor, along this base here. It comes from some type of leaking that occurs here. I keep trying to seal it, but there always ends up being some leak here, so you want to be careful and always look around the experiment to see if there's any leaks. That's why I wear a respirator when I run this, because you generate either ash leaks up top, sometimes there's a leak develops around this seal, or coal leaks around the bottom. You can get puffing coal from inside the hopper if the gases feed back through. So you want to be careful of aerosol dusts. They're not good for your respiratory system.